work session for the month to order. It's April 1st. Glad everybody could make it. I'm now going to turn it over to our Municipal Service Committee Chairman, Ed Long.
Thank you, Mayor. The first item on the agenda tonight is an economic development report. Mayor, if it is okay with you, I would like to take the economic development report committee item that is further down in the agenda and roll it into this and have it all as one.
Yes, sir.
All right. Alicia?
Good evening, Mayor, City Council. In front of you guys have some handouts of some different reporting that we're going to go over tonight, but I do want to let everybody know that all of this information is already loaded onto our website, cabotar.gov, under Community and Economic Development. So let's go ahead and get going. All right, so we're going to start first with our business retention and expansion programs. So it has been a very busy year as we reach out to entrepreneurs, small business owners, new and existing, and help support them through different endeavors. We are involved in job fairs. We've done a lot of small business seminars, and we also attend a lot of recruitment conferences to help bring industry and jobs to the area. On May 3rd, we held the Cabot Area Job Fair. This encompassed a lot of Lonoke County as a whole. We opened up the doors to ask everyone to join us. We had over 60 businesses that were in attendance. We had 200 plus job opportunities on the floor that were being offered, and then about 300 people that actually walked through the door to come see what business and growth that we had opportunities in the area. So new this year, we did a small business boot camp. This is a really exciting opportunity for the city where we held events every Tuesday starting September 12th through October 10th. We opened this up to, again, all new and existing businesses, and we really took a deep dive into what it would be like if you wanted to start a business because 75% of the small businesses that open in year two have a high failure rate. And so we wanted to make sure that as these businesses came to Cabot, that they were set up with all the ample opportunities that they had. So we talked about strategic planning, funding and finance, organization and creation, the laws and licenses, and management and marketing. We did have over 68 entrepreneurs and business owners that participated in that event throughout the entire course of that boot camp. So out of that boot camp, we did our first Shark Tank pitch competition, and this was a really fun event. I'd like to thank Mayor Kincaid and also our other sharks that helped kind of listen to the participants that were involved in this. And we saw they really spent a lot of time to cultivate these pitches for presentation. The winner was actually received a $75,000 prize package. It had advertising, legal opportunities, and financing opportunities. But for the reach of what it did for the city of Cabot is we actually were featured on Arkansas Money and Politics, AY Magazine, and we also had some features on MSN and Yahoo Finance on the web. So really put Cabot on the map to really show that we support entrepreneurship here in the city of Cabot. And I'm still working with a lot of these business owners that pitched. Maybe they did not win, but it didn't mean that we did not stop the process of what it looks like for them to help realize their dreams. So we expect to have some new announcements, hopefully later on this year, of some of the businesses that came out of that Shark Tank pitch competition. Whew. So our impact report, you'll have that sitting in front of you. This is a great handout that I use whenever we are moving through different recruitment opportunities for businesses to give them a snapshot of what it looks like in the city of Cabot to show our growth and our vision moving forward. So in 2023, we had a total of 1,100 businesses licenses total, and we actually had 180 new business licenses just for 2023 alone. You can see by the slide it is broken down by that, and then also in your handout that you have. So with all those new businesses, I just kind of wanted to highlight some of those ones that are kind of the big hits for the entire year. As you can see from this slide, everything from Seven Brew, Ablaze Fitness, Chick-fil-A, Fired Up. Also, you know, some of these were that moved to new businesses and expanded. And then, of course, Lots Pizza is involved in that, Little Caesars at their new location, and the Holiday Inn. So we had a lot of development and new businesses and existing businesses moving to new locations as well. So for our commercial real estate transactions, there were over 98 commercial transactions, and this is cited from the Lonoke County Assessor's Office. That totaled over $18 million. So that's a huge investment of people buying property for commercial here in the Cabot area. Our commercial permits, again, very busy with our planning and zoning department. There were over 42 just commercial permits. 14 of those were new, 27 remodeled, and 1 addition, and that is from January through December. And then the big number, it's hard to see up here, but you also will see if you flip over to the back page of that, our 2023 total sales tax collected. And these are through mail order, building materials and supplies, general merchandise, all of our restaurants and grocery. But some of the most interesting numbers that came out of this is that the increase in percentage from 2022 to 2023. So in grocery, we're up 9%. If you combine all the restaurant categories together, we're up 7%, and our hotels are up 22%. And that was before we had the second hotel come online full, and now we're going to have the other hotel that will be later in 2024. One of the other handouts that you have in front of you is that housing report. This is really important when we are recruiting businesses and job creators in the area. They want to know what the growth looks like from a housing standpoint. And so for the city of Cabot, we drew a line in the sand from 2020 because we know that that's our census numbers of where our growth was and moving forward. So from 2020 to 2023, we have 456 units. Those are either apartments, duplexes, triplexes, and then 332 lots. And those are just within the city limit, but that report is for all of North Lonoke County, including City of Ward, Austin, and the unincorporated areas. And those totals, as you can see at the bottom of that page, we actually have over 3,200 lots that were under different types of development throughout the entire North Lonoke County region. And why that's important is because that does feed directly into our school district. So as you recall, in 2021, we, the City Council, passed and adopted the legislation for our Economic Incentive Program. I really want to say thank you to the City Council for being so progressive and visionary with this program. I received phone calls from around the state, from other economic developers and mayors asking how we're doing this. Currently, the Constitution does not allow any type of financial incentives from the state level, and so cities have to get very, very creative when it comes to recruiting businesses to the area. And we are the only one like this in the state of Arkansas that does it this way, and it's taken a lot of note. And I give a lot of presentations on this program specifically and how other cities can grow. So again, thank you so much for everything that you do for that. So the funds do renew every year. So this is a residual. It comes in through our business license fees, and all the grant applications open the 1st of January. So through that program is the Move Cabot Forward program. The City Council approved that we dedicate $25,000 a year for what we call those micro grants. Those are newer existing businesses, and it's a 50-50 match. And here are just a few of these are all the ones that were incentivized in 2023, whether it be that they did a remodel, a relocation, an expansion, or their new business, or they wanted to upgrade some signage or some exterior landscaping. So really just helping the improvement and overall quality of what our commercial commerce looks like in the city of Cabot. And then new developments, we got a lot of stuff coming in 2024. Some of those have already are actually open because it is April 1st, and these are not an April Fool's joke. These are real, unlike some other communities. So we're very excited. Hampton Inn looks like they're going to be opening here in probably the next 30 to 60 days. Overtime just opened last month, and then we've got the rest of those that are either through different stages of planning, development, and then construction. And so by the end of of the year, we hope to have all of those open and have some more ribbon cuttings for those as well. So one of the things that we've been working on as a city is really, what does our branding look like? We love our city seal, and it really is a historic marker of who we are and who we were. But what does it look like from a tourism and an economic and a marketing standpoint moving forward? So we had a lot of community sessions where we got together and talked about who we are as a city, and we've talked about it and went back to the drawing boards and talked about it, went back to the drawing boards. And so I'd like to present our final product. And again, this will be launched on our Facebook page tomorrow. And I believe you guys all received it, but I wanted to show it here today to the rest of the group.
From every corner of Cabot, people are coming together, building a city that is more than just the sum of its parts, creating a brighter future for the next generation. With small business, agriculture, recreation, and families working as one with an undivided focus. There's no limit to what we can achieve. Cabot, Arkansas. It's all here.
So again, this is about a little over a year in the making of just really listening to what our residents, what our stakeholders, what our administration feels, and we really think that has captured all of that together in one logo. This is something that we'll be using for the marketing of the city, for tourism, for economic development, and then also for advertising moving forward. We will still continue to use our city seal on official capacity. It's very similar to, Arkansas is known as the natural state, and that's that tagline and that slogan, but the governor has its own seal for official administration. And so we'll continue to integrate both of those to support how we show our face to not just our residents, but to everybody else who we want to bring to the city of Cabot. So here's some advertising pieces that we use throughout the entire year. And then along with all the new advertising, we also are redesigning our website. Again, this is another labor of love. If you ever redesigned a website, it's a lot of fun. Said no one ever. But we are going to be launching this on April 19th. And we're really happy to really just bring a fresh new design where it is going to be very user-friendly. Right now, for a resident who has an issue or needs to research information, it takes them about 4 or 5 clicks to find their information. We're hoping to put everything front-facing where it takes 1 to 2 clicks so that our residents can access that. And then we're also working on a mobile app that integrates with that as well. So if you need to do it when you're on your phone, you'll actually have an app that you can actually push through to help us be better aware of some situations around our community. So with that, I've kind of rushed through everything, but again, thank you so much for everything. And we expect 2024 numbers to be even better than 23 as we push forward with all the progress and development.
Anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns? Felicia, thank you.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is the A&P quarterly update, an update on the Moyer Park Sewer presented by the chairman. The chairman sent an email earlier today and has declined our invitation to be here. There was an attachment to that was for the quarterly report, I'm assuming. I don't know. She did not contact me, but it looked like the presentation that was done at the yearly report earlier with a few additions to it. Since I did not have the opportunity to talk to the chairman, I have not brought that. I will not distribute it. I'm not going to distribute anything I've not had an opportunity to discuss with somebody and be responsible for something that I can't answer a question on. So there will be no quarterly report or no update on the Moyer Sewer Park project from A&P tonight. The next thing I have on the agenda is the ordinance approving the waiver of the sidewalk requirements for 339 Laura?
Okay, this is on the agenda. This is an ordinance approving a waiver of sidewalk request that is to be installed at 3925 and 3955 South First Street. In the packet, there was a site plan provided that was approved by the Planning Commission last year that included sidewalks along First Street and along Nally Road. The owner is requesting that they would like a waiver from installing the sidewalks along First Street as well as along Nally, I believe that was Nally Road. So the applicant is here. If you have any questions for him or if you have any questions for me, I can answer the best that I can.
Laura, I've got one question for you, then I'll pass it off. As I recall, the Planning Commission gave a year's waiver on this, did they not?
They gave the owner
some time.
They gave the owner a year extension to install the sidewalk and the hard surface pavement on this property.
This
Yes.
come back in front of the Planning Commission because the year had expired. Is that correct?
The year has not expired. Well, as of we are in April now, they were given an extension from April to install the hard surface parking and the sidewalks. They did grant them that extension. Then they came back in February, I believe it was, and asked, which is on the next agenda, to waive the hard surface paving. They, at the same time, asked for a waiver of the sidewalks, but they were informed that that Planning Commission could not waive any sidewalks, that they had to come before you for the waiver of sidewalks.
Okay, and you said the applicant is here?
Yes.
All right. Anybody got any questions? I'll start with James and just work our way right down.
Are we still requiring him to hard surface the whole thing, and then does that have to be done?
Say that one more time, I'm sorry.
The hard surface, is that,
The Planning Commission, that was part of the site plan approval, was for hard surface of a parking lot.
all we're looking at wavering right now is sidewalks, is that correct?
This particular item on this agenda is for waiver of the sidewalks, yes.
Okay.
Matt?
What's the age of the building?
What's what?
The age of the building.
30 years, roughly.
So the building was present when we annexed it in 2000?
Yes, I'm assuming. I purchased the building in early 2023. Was looking for an investment property in and around the Cabot area and purchased the building at that time. Went to see Monty about doing some upgrades to the building, getting three-phase power and all into the building. And at that time, once I went to see him, he said, well, there's some issues on that building, just what you want to hear after you've just purchased a building. So that's what kind of wanted to regroup after that point, after just purchasing the building, and ask for the year waiver on the parking lot hard surface to kind of get a tenant in there, get rental income generated, and then kind of regroup and decide exactly what I wanted to do. And then at that point, I'm coming back before the planning and before y'all to ask for the waiver on the hard surface.
I want to commend you. The building looks better than I've seen it in a very long time.
Well, thank you. Plan on doing some more improvements to it, but got to jump this hurdle first.
Next question.
Yes, sir.
These sidewalks, do they connect to any other sidewalks?
They do not.
Where's the closest sidewalk at?
I don't know exactly the footage, but she might be able to tell you, but there's none within I would assume at least a quarter mile, maybe a half mile from there.
So a sidewalk to nowhere?
No. Vacant lot on one side, and then the property ends into a bridge on the other side. And no sidewalks on either side of that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Laura, are you looking up the answer for Brandon's question?
I am. There are sidewalks along 321, which is the other end of Nally.
Where's O'Reilly's?
O'Reilly's is at the corner of, they are currently building at the corner of Marlou and 321. Yes.
Any questions? Corey?
I'm good.
Okay, I need a motion.
I did have one question. Sorry, it came up after you passed me. So is the waiver for sidewalks on First Street or on Nally?
Both.
It's a corner lot. It has a little bit of frontage on Malley and First. Most of it's on First.
Any other questions? If not, I need a motion to send it to council.
I make that motion.
Got a motion, I
second.
need a second. I got a motion and a second. Tammy, please.
Long,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Mayor, that concludes.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions? We'll wait to the end. Next item, Budget and Personnel, Chairman Stephen Redd.
I have nothing this time, sir.
Thank you, sir. Police and Fire Committee, Chairman James Reed.
We have nothing for fire and police at this time.
Thank you, sir. Community Development, Ed, I believe you already stated that, are you still fine? Anything to add, sir? Okay. Military Affairs Committee, Chairman Ron Waymack. Thank you, sir. General community input, now's the time if you'd like to address the mayor and the council, or you can do it at the end of our next session, city council session. So if you'd like to wait, you can. If not, I don't see anyone moving. Council, you have anything before we adjourn this meeting? Seeing none, can I have a motion?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
I got a motion from Matt, a second from Stephen, to adjourn the work session. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Opposed? Passes 8-0. It is 6:52. We're going to call that the end of that meeting, and 6:52 to begin our city council meeting. Open your prayers by Brandon Hillenberg, and the Pledge of Allegiance by Corey Spangler. If y'all would stand with me, please. Thank you. Please be seated. Tammy, can you give us a roll call, please?
Long,
Here.
Spangler,
Here.
Red,
Here.
Hillenberg.
Here.
Coe,
Here.
Reed,
Here?
Weber,
Here.
Waymack.
We have 8 present, 0 absent. First item is approval of minutes from March 18. Do I have any action?
Make a motion, we approve the minutes from March 18th, 2024.
Second.
I got a motion from Stephen, a second from Matt to approve the March 18th, 2024 minutes. Any changes, corrections, additions, discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg.
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Waymack.
Passes 8-0. Next item is to read ordinances and resolutions by title only.
Make a motion that we read ordinance and resolutions by title only.
Got a motion by James, second from Ron, to read ordinance and resolutions by title only. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Waymack.
Passes 8-0. Next item is City Council old business. Council, I don't have anything. Does anyone have anything to add? Seeing none, we'll move to City Council new business. We have 5 items tonight, beginning with item A, ordinance number 4 of 2024. Please, Tammy.
Number 4 of 2024, an ordinance approving a waiver of the sidewalk requirement for 3925 and 3955 South First Street and for other purposes, first reading.
I make a motion that we waive the second and third reading.
I'll second.
I got a motion from Brandon and a second by James to waive the second and third reading of ordinance number 4 of 2024. Any discussion?
Absolutely, Mayor.
Yes, sir.
When I was driving in, I passed 3 businesses that have sidewalks to nowhere. I'm for sidewalks, but I'm for common sense sidewalks. Okay? As a business owner and business owners in Cabot, I'm tired of them putting in sidewalks that go to nowhere. We got one on Willie Ray Drive that I passed at Limco. To this day, the owners said not one person's been on that sidewalk because that sidewalk goes a block. I passed by the new sidewalk at the Assembly. Guess what? It goes nowhere. There's got to be common sense to these sidewalks on businesses' backs. That's it.
Thank you, Brandon. Anybody else want to add anything? Seeing none, roll call vote, please. Tammy.
Mayor, this is just for the waiving of the second, third reading.
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Cope,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber, Waymack, Long,
No.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg.
Yes.
Passes 7-1.
I make a motion that we adopt ordinance number 4 of 2024.
Second.
Got a motion by Brandon and a second by Ron to adopt ordinance number 4 of 2024. We're going to open up the discussion again. Would you like to add anything, Brandon?
I looked it up, Brandon. The closest sidewalk is 329 meters away, so 0.2 miles.
And that's where?
Mean Pig.
And that's on the?
On 321, yeah.
Okay.
On the highway.
Okay, anyone else from council before?
Not that it makes any difference, but
Go
I'm
ahead.
tired of us spending money and trying to apply for grants to connect sidewalks because waivers were given numerous times over the past several years, and now instead of the developer putting them in, we're having to put them in. Again, probably doesn't make any difference to Hill Beans on how this vote's going to come out, but that's my 2 cents.
Thank you, sir.
And that's what concerns me, is that will grow out there. There's no question about it. It's one of the largest commercial areas that we've got left. And the city will be putting sidewalks in out there. So, Mayor, you need to budget a little bit of money.
With all due respect, gentlemen, sometimes it's not about the money the government gives you, it's about helping the businesses in your community. And when an existing building is there for over 30 years that has not had a sidewalk, I do not expect the owner of the building to come in and put a sidewalk that's never been. But if we want to worry about our pockets being lined, I understand.
Sir, with all due respect, has nothing to do with lining our pockets. It has to do with going back to whoever put the building in originally was given a waiver. Should not have been given.
If you do your homework, when that building was built, it was in the county.
Any other person from council who would like to speak?
I mean, I'm on 4 sidewalks as well, but, I mean, this one makes no sense. I mean, that one on 2nd Street, you know, the one on Linco, you know, I just can't get it, so.
Maggie, do you have something to add?
I'm with Stephen. I'm a runner, so I love sidewalks, but there's no reason for them if they're not going to go anywhere else. I don't want to get on the sidewalk for 20 steps and then get off. I appreciate you purchasing a 30-year-old building in our city and trying to revamp it and do nice things for us, so I want to say that.
James?
Mayor, I do have a question. Is the dental office that's on Nally, does it have sidewalks?
I believe so. The new dental office behind Sonic? No, that's First Street. Okay. Which dental office are you talking about?
The one on Nally, it's...
Is it at the corner of Nally and Bill Foster? Because the...
Well, that's Marlou, isn't it? That's where the Hill and Mountie are.
Oh, okay.
Not Nally, it's Marlou, I believe.
If that's on Marlou instead of Nally, I'll...
Yes, sir, it's
stand corrected.
Marlou.
Yeah, I'll stand corrected.
Gentlemen, would you like to say anything else?
No, sir, I was just up for questions. If you
Okay.
have anything for me.
All right, yes, sir. Anyone else have anything else before we vote? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please. Tammy?
Coe,
No.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
No.
Waymack, Long,
No.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg.
Yes.
Fails 4-4. Next ordinance number 5 of 2024, please, Tammy.
Ordinance number 5 of 2024, an ordinance to rezone 2420 and 2500 South 2nd Street, City of Cabot, from R-1 Single Family to C-2 General Commercial, amending the land use plan and for other purposes. First reading.
Laura's telling me no other action. Council, do you have any action for this item? Seeing none, we'll move to item C, ordinance number 6 of 2024, please, Tammy.
Number 6 of 2024, an ordinance to rezone 52 Pinewood Drive, City of Cabot, from R-1 Single Family to C-2 General Commercial, amending the land use plan and for the purposes. First reading.
I see Laura didn't need any other action. Council, seeing none, we'll move to item D, ordinance number 7 of 2024.
Number 7 of 2024, an ordinance to rezone Lot 2, Parkview Place, City of Cabot, from R-1 Single Family to R-2S Medium Density Single Family, amending the land use plan and for the purposes. First reading.
Anyone? Laura's saying no. Okay, seeing none, we now are going to open our meeting up to a public appeal hearing. It is 7:02. Before we begin, I'd like Ben to address the council what this appeal is and what we need to be considering, or what you need to be considering as a council on this appeal hearing. Ben? Please, sir.
Good evening. This is in the nature of an appeal from the Planning Commission's denial of a waiver of a hard surface parking lot requirement. It's at the exact same property that we were just discussing sidewalks on. There is a legal requirement as it stands right now that to put a hard surface parking lot in, the applicant submitted a waiver of that requirement to the Planning Commission, and that waiver was denied by Planning Commission. So there is an appeal, a timely appeal filed, and that's how it's before you tonight. Just like the appeal that we did a couple of weeks ago, the council has 3 basic options in these matters. You may grant the appeal, which would effectively grant the waiver of the hard sidewalk requirement. You can deny the appeal, which would uphold the Planning Commission's denial of the waiver, or you can modify it. You can modify it however you see fit to modify it if that's the option you want to go. You can require it for half of the surface, or however you might see it fit to modify it. But those are your three basic options. So if and when we get time to make a motion, kind of pay close attention to what motion is being made, because it will be to grant the appeal, to deny the appeal, or to somehow modify it. Any questions?
Is the person wanting the appeal here tonight?
It is the same individual as the sidewalks that we just discussed.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I got you.
Yes, sir.
I got you. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask who's for this appeal, which would be the gentleman right here, and anybody else, and then we're going to ask who's against the appeal, and then we'll close the public hearing, and then we'll have a vote.
Yes, sir. That's correct.
Okay. So, sir, if you'd like to come up.
Well, as he stated, I think it's important to note that the Planning Commission voted 3-2 in my favor to not allow me not to put in the hard surface parking lot. So there was only 5 members present that night. So I did get a favorable vote. I needed 4 for it to pass in my favor. So I think that's important to note.
Yes, counsel, in the audience, for their simple majority to pass, they had to have 4 votes to yes, no matter how many people were there.
Yeah.
They had to have 4 because there's 7 people on the board.
Yes, sir. So, again, same issue with the sidewalks, that I purchased the building, and then after purchasing the building, realized there were some issues that the building was supposedly vacant for more than 6 months. I included a copy of a lease that showed that the building was not vacant for more than the 6 months with y'all's packet that got submitted. As y'all know, there are several older buildings in the city that are grandfathered in with gravel parking lots, one of which is directly across the street from me. It's a commercial building and lot that has a gravel parking lot. Mine is actually an industrial building. I've improved the building somewhat, brought 3-phase power into the building, improved the site. I got a new tenant in the building that moved his business from another city here. So trying to just improve the building and improve Cabot by getting some new tenants in here, and just would appreciate a favorable vote on this, and would like to improve the building some more with updating, getting the building painted, adding awnings to it and all, but there's only so much limited stuff I can do to it. So that's all I have.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else in the audience for this? Anyone in the audience against this? And then for the record, I'm going to open it up to council. Any discussion by council?
Mayor, I would like to make a point.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
About 12 years ago, when Staley Glass expanded their facilities, there was a requirement to put hard surface on all of theirs. Although they were running heavy trucks in there, and the Planning Commission waived hard surface requirement for Staley Glass because of truck traffic. It would tear up that blacktop. I think if we've got an industrial park out here, they're going to experience a lot of truck traffic. So I don't know that we're asking him to do something that he's going to end up having to redo on a regular basis because of the type of traffic in there. Currently, it's working. And we've faced this situation before, and it made sense not to hard surface.
Yeah, I agree with you, James. I just had to replace some asphalt from big truck, so I'm totally with you.
Anyone else on this side of the table? Back to your side. Okay, seeing no more discussion, I'm going to close the session, the public hearing at 7:09. And now I'd like to hear what action the council would like to have on this issue.
I'll make a motion we grant the appeal.
I got a motion from Stephen Bredd to grant the appeal,
Second.
and a second from Brandon Hillenberg. Any discussion by council? Any by the audience? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please. Tammy?
Long,
No.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Waymack.
Passes 7-1. Now we'll move to community input. Anything you'd like to address to council or to the mayor, please do so at the podium. State your name and tell us if you live in Cabot. Any announcements by council? Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion adjourned.
Got a motion from Stephen, a second by Matt. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call, please, or say, hey, aye. Adjourned, 7:10.